I really don't want to try to sugarcoat this. Things are really bad right now, okay? Across the board when it comes to things that are happening in our society, and even Hollywood itself is starting to admit that things are way worse than they appeared, and we have a lot to get into with this because this whole situation is turning out to be a very impactful time for Hollywood as they are now suffering the consequences of voting certain people into office. So we have a lot to get into here today because this whole situation is turning out very, very bad. Theater owners, Biden economy is crushing us. And I do feel bad for theater owners because a lot of these people are people that aren't even part of the Hollywood clique necessarily, but yet they are the ones that are having to suffer from the choices that Hollywood people, Hollywood celebrities, Hollywood elites have had to make. And this is really sad to see, really scary to see because I don't know about you guys. I don't want to live in a world where there are no more theaters. I love going to the theaters. Going to the theaters is one of my favorite things to do. It's one of my favorite hobbies. It's one of my favorite pastimes. And it's something that I have been able to make part of my career out of. Industry insiders weigh in on inflation, family movies, and a looming recession. These are all things that we are all impacted by. These are things that we are all having to wait and see and watch coming over the horizon. Hollywood went in all in on Joe Biden during the 2020 presidential election, and they'll do it again in 2024. That decision may come back to haunt the industry in many ways it already has. Netflix and Warner Brothers have taken their turns, belt tightening over the past 2 years. Disney is in the process of firing 7,000 workers following its hard economic news. Studios that once embraced woke content are realizing they better start canceling clunkers and fast. Now it's theater owners' turn to complain about the Biden economy, except they don't actually say the president's name. Of course they don't. Variety reached out to multiple owners to get their take on the theatrical model. 60%, so this is coming from one of the theaters, 60% of the canola oil that we use to pop our popcorn comes from Ukraine. So the war had a big effect on access to canola oil. When there were disruptions to the supply chain, they couldn't get medium popcorn bags. We had to get creative. Everything seems to have gotten more expensive to make. And then you have people from Atlas Theaters who says, we believe in value-driven concession stand. You'll get a lot for your money. Also at the box office, you'll need a decent price structure to allow it to be affordable. From the Alamo Drafthouse, because of the beer bug shutdown and we didn't know what was available, we're famous for our pickle fries and we couldn't serve them for a year because we couldn't get the right pickles. And this is all following on the wake of Joe Biden announcing that he was going to be running again for president in 2024. This is just crazy, man. We're living in such a crazy time. But, you know, and we can also look at just how bad things have been for Hollywood in the box office over the past couple of years, where even last September was the worst September in 26 years when it comes to the box office for Hollywood. So things are not looking good. Things are looking, in fact, very dire in this situation. And I don't want to, you know, pump a bunch of hopium out there and pretend that things are okay because things are not okay. And it comes down to us, the people. What are we going to do? What are the changes that we are going to strive to create to make our society better and make the culture better and thrive once again? So that being said, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.